Okay, this is a quick video to show you how we're going to take a Google Sheet to enter data for a lab. From the data, we're going to make a graph, and then we're going to find the slope of the line. And we're going to do this for a lab on the density of water, and possibly one for the density of aluminum. Go to the waffle on the top right-hand side. We're going to click on Sheets. The page will open up. You'll see the blank option on the left-hand side. We're going to go ahead and click on blank, and you'll see a clean sheet open up. And using the data that you will obtain from a lab, in this case we're going to do the one for the density of water, we're going to enter headers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on the up to the A and B. I want to highlight both of these columns here. I want to extend them out. So while I have these both here, I can just grab onto this edge, and I'm going to actually make both columns a lot bigger, just like that. This first column under the A1, we're going to type in volume of water, and this will be in milliliters. In my next column, this will be the mass of cylinder and water, and that will be in grams. I like to make this look kind of neat, so I'll just go ahead and I'll bold this, and then I'm going to center. Actually, I'll center both columns by highlighting both, and so I'll center it just like that. And I'll start to enter numbers. So my volume will be 1.00. See how I did that? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to highlight this whole column, and I want to add 2 decimal places for significant figures. And now I'll go ahead and I'll enter the rest of my numbers: 2.00, 3.00, 4.00, 5.00, all the way to 10. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for the mass of the cylinder in the water. So I'm just going to put in some fake data. This is just some numbers that I made up. Okay, I wanted to put 6.50, so again, I'm going to add one more 0 in there. Let me highlight this entire column just to make sure that I have my 2 decimal places. Okay, now I have 7.00. If I don't do that, it's just going to end up with just 7. 8.00. 9.75. Again, I'm making up numbers off the top of my head just to make a point. Because sometimes when you enter data, maybe the data is not perfect. So we're going to go ahead and use what we have. Let's see what else I got here. And I'll enter just a few more here. Okay. All right. So I have my data for the mass of the water in the cylinder. And I have the mass of or the volume of the water there. Next, what you're going to do in order to make your chart, you want to highlight all of this, including your header. Up to this point, you're going to go to Insert, click on Insert, click Chart, and then you're going to get some options that pop up on the right-hand side. You'll see a chart pop up. We don't want a scatter plot, we want to have a line. So we're going to go ahead and go to Line. Line is what we want. So there's your line right there. I'm going to change the title. So if I double click on that, I'm going to call this a density of water lab. And if I want to be kind of neat about it, I could probably center this if I want to. There we go. I'll center it. It's not necessary, but it just looks kind of nice. Okay. I can move my chart if I want. So I can grab this here. There we go. I'm going to move it. And if I click anywhere on the chart, I'll see options pop up on the right-hand side over here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'll show you one more time. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to go down to, let's see here, trend line. You click on trend line. And you're going to see a line that shows up over here. If we want to make that trend line a little bit darker so you can see it, I could put it in black if I want to. I can make it maybe a little bit darker. There you go, something like that. And then I'm going to go down over here to Label, and I want to go to Use Equation. Okay, so now you'll see there's an equation that's at the very top right over here. So if I get rid of this chart editor, that number right there, that 0.998, that's the slope of the line. So this is the equation for the slope of the line, where y is equal to mx plus b. So that's your m, There's your x and there's your plus b right there. And so that is how you find the slope of the line. So I have my data, I've made my chart, I changed the title, I added the line, I made it darker so that way you can see it, and by adding the trend line and finding the formula, I was able to find the slope of the line, which in this case is 0.998 grams per milliliter. Thank you for watching. And one other add-on, your teacher may ask you to title your spreadsheet before you submit it. So in this case, I would go to the very top here and title this the density of water lab. And then what I'll do is maybe I'll put down the period. So I'm going to make up a period. I'm going to pretend I'm a student in period 8. And then I'd write down the first initial of my name and then my last name. That way, if the teacher wants to find your sheet, they can do that very easily. Okay? Thanks again.